meet the starting lineups first for the Pioneers. Leading off in left field, number 1, Daniel Jason. Batting second at second base, number 5, Brooks Smith. Batting third, the shortstop, number 21, Ellie Alvarez. Batting the cleanup spot, the catcher, number 16, Sammy Jimenez. Batting fifth at third base, number 11, Gabby Nicholson. Batting sixth, a designated player, number 28, Megan Ackerman. Batting seventh at first base, number 4, Alyssa Barbarick. Batting eighth in right field, number 19, Kaylin Conrad. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 43, Abby Hunter. In the circle for the Pioneers is number 10, Natalie Spadis. And now, the starting lineup for your Carson-Newman Eagles. In left field from Radford, Virginia, 5'4" freshman, number 44, Addie Saunders. In center field from Jackson, Tennessee, 5'6" sophomore, number 15, Trinity Brooks. In right field from Fairmont, North Carolina, 5'7" junior, number 10, Santana Anderson. The third baseman from Cross Plains, Tennessee, a 5'9" junior, number 40, Macaulay Bailey. The shortstop from Knoxville, Tennessee, a 5'7" senior, number 2, Hayden Dye. At second base from Gadsden, Alabama, 5'5" junior, number 14, Abby Martin. At first base from Loma, Colorado, 5'10" senior, number 99, Brooklyn Lucero. The catcher from Harrodsburg, Kentucky, a 5'5" senior, number 33, Kennedy Warder. And your starting pitcher from Graysville, Tennessee, a 5'4" senior, number 0, Sierra Rogers. Fans, we ask that you please rise for delivering of today's invocation from Riley Brewer and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Dear God, we thank you for this beautiful day and we thank you for your love. I pray over these two teams that they will have a safe and competitive game and that all will be done for your glory. And in your name we pray these things. Amen.
We welcome you back to the Vicky Kazia Hollyfield Softball Complex here in Jefferson City, Tennessee for a South Atlantic Conference battle between two in-state rivals. It's Carson-Newman and number 17 Tusculum right here on the Eagle Sports Network. Ryan Wilkes taking you through all your coverage here on the Eagle Sports Network. As Carson-Newman looks for a quality win here at home. The Eagles 12-2 on their home field this season, but a stout test in the Pioneers, the NCAA Division II leaders in wins with 29. The Pioneers 29-1, 8-0 in South Atlantic Conference play. And they come to the Vic winners of 16 straight, the second longest streak in the country. Sierra Rogers is in the circle for Carson-Newman, and she'll face off with Danielle Jason to start today's action. Eagles in the home baby blue uniforms with the navy blue sleeves. Tusculum in the road blacks as the first pitch to Jason is downstairs for ball one. Beautiful sunny day here at the Vic in Jefferson City as Carson-Newman coming off a 4-game road trip. The Eagles were 1-3 on that trip, with 2 losses to Wingate and a split with Anderson. The next pitch is outside for ball 2. Tusculum improved its mark in South Atlantic Conference play with a doubleheader sweep over UVA Wise and moved up 6 spots in the NFCA poll that was just released a couple moments ago. The 2-0 is on the outside corner for a called strike. And the count's 2 balls and a strike. Danielle Jason, one of the top hitters in the South Atlantic Conference, hitting .469 on the season. As she awaits a 2-1 from Sierra Rogers. Base is empty, nobody out here in the top of the first. A 2-1 home is off the plate, ball 3. Rogers got her 8th win of the season in a wonderful performance against the Anderson Trojans in Game 1. Carson-Newman only scored 3 runs, but it was enough as Rogers gave up just 1 in that 3-1 victory over the Pioneers. A 3-1 home is a called strike on the outer edge, and the count moves full. Eagles fell 11-0 in that second game, capping off the road trip with a loss. The 3rd loss of that week. Carson-Newman looking to get back in the win column, sitting 18-10, 5-3 in South Atlantic Conference play. Payoff home to Jason. She slaps it to third, but Bailey's right there to snag it for the first out. Macaulay Bailey, quick reaction at the hot corner on a ball that was hit pretty hard right at her, and she made the play. Here's Brooke Smith. She holds the top batting average in the South Atlantic Conference, hitting an even .500 through 30 games for Tusculum. She stands in from the left side. First pitch home is fouled back, and the count is 0-1. 1 down, base is still empty for the Pioneers here in the top half of the first. Rogers looks for a productive start to try and snap the country's second longest win streak. That sits at 16. A 0-1 pitch home to Smith is low and outside, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. These two sides squaring off for the 71st and 72nd times today. Carson-Newman leads the all-time series and won the nightcap of the doubleheader last year. As Rogers rocks and fires a 1-1 home, Smith lays down a bunt back towards the circle. Rogers scoops her throw to first, is in time for the second out. Two up, 2 down for Rogers here in the top half of the first, as Alvarez will stand in for Tusculum. Ellie Alvarez hitting .394. Hitting just 200 with 2 outs in the frame, and she comes up here with the bases empty and 2 away. First pitch home is a called strike on the inner edge, and the count is 0-1. The senior from Graysville, Tennessee, has been the Eagles' top arm this season, dealing 57 innings. Now 57 2/3 with the first 2 outs here in game number 1. It's her 12th start for Carson-Newman as she deals a 0-1 home. It's on the inside corner for strike 2. Rogers efficient here in the top of the first, looking for a 1-2-3 first inning to get the Eagles to the plate. She peeks at her wrist, toes the slab, looks home to Kennedy Warder, calling the signals, and deals a 0-2. It's downstairs. And the count's a ball and 2 strikes. Looking around the Eagles' defense, the infield is Lucero at first, Martin at second, Dye at short, Bailey at third. Warder behind the dish. The outfield, the freshman Addie Saunders is in left, Trinity Brooks in center, and Santana Anderson in right. The 1-2 home from Sierra Rogers is tipped foul. Alvarez got a piece, and she stays alive. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman's offense will come to the plate in the bottom half of the first, looking to right the ship. It wasn't the week the offense or the team was looking for last week as a 1-2 home to Alvarez. She dribbles it left side. Dye scoops. Her throw to first is in time for the third out. 1, 2, 3 go the Pioneers in the top half of the first. And the Eagles will come to the plate in the bottom half looking to start the scoring. It's no score between Carson-Newman and Tusculum. We'll be back at the bottom of the first right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
Back here at the Vic in Jefferson City, Tennessee. No score after the top of the first. Good stuff from Sierra Rogers to work a 1-2-3 inning. And now Mari Robbins will lead things off for Carson-Newman against Tusculum's Megan Ackerman. Ackerman starting her 14th game, her 21st appearance as she spins the first pitch home to Robbins. It's off the plate for ball one. Ackerman 13-1. She's credited with a lone loss for Tusculum this year. That was against Southern Wesleyan, the nightcap of a doubleheader. Other than that, Tusculum's won 29 of 30. As a 1-0 home to Robbins, runs inside. It got her, and she'll head to first. So a leadoff base runner for the Eagles as Robbins is plunked. And some speed aboard the base pass for Carson-Newman. Here's Hayden Dye. She hit in the leadoff spot against Anderson. Had a really nice game. Won a 3-for-3 effort, including a solo home run. As she awaits the first pitch, Dye takes a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Eagles looking for a different combination at the top of the order with no Sienna Cameron. Mari Robbins gets the leadoff spot today. And Dye batting second. Then it's Macaulay Bailey and Santana Anderson to come up next. The 0-1 home to Hayden. She fouls it back. And the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first. Nobody out for the Carson-Newman offense here in the bottom of the first. Looking around the Tusculum defense, it's Barbrick at first, Smith at second, Alvarez at short, Nicholson's at third, Jimenez calling the signals behind the dish with Conrad in right, Hunter in center, and Jason in left. The 0-2 to Dye. She pokes it foul to stay alive, and the count remains 0-2. Mari Robbins, a stolen base threat at first. She's nabbed 8 on the season. As the 0-2 home to Dye skips in, Robbins takes off the throw down on line, but not in time. And Mari Robbins steals second. Right on cue. Robbins steals second, and she's into scoring position for Hayden Dye. A ball and 2 strikes to Dye as Robbins takes her 10th bag of the year. And she's aboard at second. The 1-2 home to Hayden Dye. She pops it right side out of play. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Good fight from Hayden Dye in this at-bat to stay alive. Spoil a couple pitches. And prepare for another 1-2 offering from Megan Ackerman. So far, so good for the Eagles. 1-2-3 first. Now you get a runner in scoring position here in the second. Dye pops the next pitch foul behind the plate and continues to stay alive as it goes out of play. The next 1-2 from Ackerman is inside, and the count evens at 2-2. Now a check back to Robbins at second. She's back in time. She thought about going to third there on a ball that was well inside on Hayden Dye. The count moves 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ackerman already at 10 pitches here in the bottom of the first. As she rocks and fires a 2-2 home. Dye skies it high to shallow left. Jason charging in. And it gets down. She couldn't find it in the skies. Now Robbins races for third. Dye will head to second. Hayden Dye aboard as Robbins heads to second base on a ball that was a towering fly ball to left. Jason couldn't find it in the sky. And now Macaulay Bailey will stand in with runners on second and third and nobody out. You could tell Jason was having trouble finding that one. Never quite got comfortably under the ball as Bailey takes downstairs for ball one. Ruled a double initially for Hayden Dye on the ball to left. Never hit the glove of Jason in left field. The 1-0 home to Bailey. Actually, Ackerman doesn't deliver. Time may be called behind the plate. As now the Tusculum defense will converge on Megan Ackerman to have a conversation in a 1-0 count with nobody out. Good start for Carson-Newman with Robbins reaching on a hit by pitch. Dye getting an unconventional double to left. As Bailey will stand back in as the conversation concludes. Ackerman looks home. Rocks and fires the 1-0. Bailey skies it high to left. Jason going back. And this time she'll make the play, but Robbins tagging from third. She'll score. Dye racing for third. The ball gets away. She dives in safely. No further advancement as Mari Robbins scores from third base. 1-0 Carson-Newman as the Eagles get on the board. Here in the bottom of the first, Carson-Newman scores first here at the Vic. Takes a lead over number 17 Tusculum as Santana Anderson stands in from the right side with Hayden Dye on third. First pitch is a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hayden Dye on third. Here in a 1-0 game, Carson-Newman with a lone hit, that Hayden Dye double as Anderson takes downstairs for ball one. Santana Anderson, the transfer out of Limestone, hitting .329, spending her junior season here with the Eagles. She's been a welcome addition to the middle part of this order. It's already strong coming in this season. It's a 1-1 home to Anderson. She skies it high to center. Underneath it is Hunter. She'll grab it. Dye tagging from third. She'll race home, and it's another sacrifice fly as Anderson scores. Dye from third. It's 2-0 Eagles. Productive hitting from Carson-Newman scores the second run of the ball game as Dye races home from third. And it's 2-0 Eagles. Now Brooklyn Lucero, with the bases empty, stands in. She rips the first pitch right side. It's knocked down at second. Smith throws to first in time for the third out. Really nice play by Smith on a rocket to second, and she takes care of it for the third out. But the Eagles a productive first inning. It's 2-0 Carson-Newman on a pair of sacrifice flies. As we head to the second, Eagles up 2-0 right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear, shop cneagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shop cneagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. Shop cneagles.com.
Back here on the Eagle Sports Network, Carson-Newman has the lead 2-0 right here on the Eagle Sports Network after a Hayden Dye double and a pair of sacrifice flies from Macaulay Bailey and Santana Anderson get the scoring started this afternoon. A Tusculum mistake, not an error, but just a misjudged fly ball by Danielle Jason in left, but Hayden Dye on second, and Carson-Newman brings a pair in the first. Jimenez up to the plate for the Pioneers here in the top of the second, and she takes ball one. Count a ball and no strikes. Carson-Newman this season, when scoring in the first inning, is 11-1. Scoring first, Eagles are 10-1. So good success here this season when getting on the board first, as Rogers deals a 1-0 inside for ball two. A 1-2-3 inning for the Tusculum offense in the top half of the first. Hitters count here for Sammy Jimenez to start Tusculum's half of the second. Jimenez, a .415 hitter in the cleanup spot this afternoon, as Rogers deals a 2-0 for a called strike. And the count moves 2-1. 17 pitches for the senior out of Graysville, Tennessee, 10 of which have found the zone for strikes. She looks to build on a solid performance against the Trojans and Anderson. A 2-1 home, a big swing and a miss from Jimenez. Strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases empty, nobody out here in the Tusculum half of the second inning. As Rogers peeks at her wrist, leans and fires a 2-2 home. It's downstairs and inside, ball 3. 3-2 count for Jimenez to lead off the inning, looking to give Tusculum its first base runner here in the first of 2 this afternoon. Rogers steps off the slab, now re-engages, ready to fire the payoff pitch home. It's on the way, and it's fouled back as Jimenez stays alive. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. What a beautiful afternoon here in Jefferson City, Tennessee, in the low 60s. And pretty clear day, some wispy clouds in the backdrop of the Vic. But a beautiful afternoon for South Atlantic Conference softball. The next 3-2 on the way to Jimenez is high for ball 4. Jimenez reaches first. She takes a full count pitch upstairs. And Tusculum will bring the tying run to the plate here in the second with Gabby Nicholson. Nicholson, a .354 hitter, part of a Tusculum order, hitting .364. Second best mark in the conference, right behind Carson-Newman, who's hitting .376 as a squad here in 2025. First pitch home to Nicholson. She takes it inside, gets away from Warder, and allows Jimenez to race to second. So a pass ball that gets by Kennedy Warder allows Jimenez to get into scoring position at second base. And now Tusculum gathering a little bit of momentum here in the top of the second. The 1-0 home from Rogers is on the inner half for a called strike, and the count 1-1. Tusculum with a runner in scoring position can cut the deficit in half. That's sitting at 2-0 in favor of the Eagles here in the top of the second. As Rogers rocks, fires the 1-1 home. It's corkscrewed off the bat of Nicholson, but it hit her foot. And the count will move a ball and 2 strikes on a foul ball off the foot of Gabby Nicholson. Sammy Jimenez in scoring position. She worked a leadoff walk and then moved over to second on a pass ball. As Rogers rocks, deals the 1-2, check swing down low, gets between the legs of Warder. She went around, throw to first is in time for the first out. But Jimenez races to third. That'll bring in Megan Ackerman with 1 down. Chance to make things a little easier for herself here in the top of the second. As Rogers peeks at her wrist. Toes the slab and fires the first pitch home to Ackerman, who swings and misses on the fastball. Strike one. Ackerman, the senior, in the circle today for the Pioneers. She's hitting .341 for Tusculum through 30 games. As Rogers wheels and deals the 0-1, Ackerman takes low and in. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Runner on third, one away for the Tusculum offense. Here in the top of the second, 2-0 Carson-Newman, but a chance for Tusculum to cut into that deficit. The number 17 ranked Pioneers coming in this matchup, winners of 16 in a row. Ackerman skies the next pitch. High right side, Lucero and Martin give chase as well as Anderson. But the three converge as the ball drops foul, and the count moves 1-2. Good hustle by those three. Anderson coming in from her spot in right. Just a little too far. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Jimenez on third as Rogers looks to get the second out of the inning. The 1-2 home to Ackerman is check swing. She went around. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sierra Rogers as Nicholson stays put at third, and there's 2 down. Here's Barbrick with 2 away, looking to get Tusculum within at least 1. But Sierra Rogers has retired the last 2 after Jimenez got in a scoring position with nobody out. First pitch home to Barbrick is low and in for ball 1. Alyssa Barbrick, the senior out of Byron Center, Michigan, hitting .372 this season for Tusculum. A chance to get the Pioneers within at least 1 with a runner on third and 2 away. The 1-0 pitch home. Swing and a miss. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down for Rogers, looking to strand a runner in scoring position at third base and keep the 2-0 Carson-Newman lead intact. Heading to the home half of the second. The 1-1 home to Barbrick. She swings and misses over top of the off-speed pitch. And the count is 1-2. After allowing Jimenez to reach, Rogers looking to retire the next 3 Pioneers. She struck out Nicholson and Ackerman. Now looking for a third punch out. The 1-2 is line left side and foul. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Rogers up to 34 pitches. She's dealt 22 for strikes. And an efficient first inning and 2/3 of work. As she toes the slab, rocks, fires the next one to swing and a miss. Strike 3. Rogers strands a runner on third by striking out 3 consecutive Pioneers, and the Eagles cling on to the 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom half of the second. 2-0 Carson-Newman over number 17 Tusculum right here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Kennedy Warder leads off the Eagles half of the second as she skies the first pitch high to left center. Charging in is Hunter, and she'll make the leaping play for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ackerman. Here in the bottom of the second, as Sierra Rogers has a chance to give herself some support. As the second hitter to come to the plate in the bottom of the second. Ackerman 18 pitches, 13 for strikes, through an inning worth of work. As she rocks and deals, Rogers rips the first pitch to center, gets over the head of Hunter. Rogers rounds first, she'll pull up right there on a rocket to center field. She's aboard with a 1-out single. 2 pitches, 2 balls put in play for the Eagles. Here in Carson-Newman's half of the second, as Addie Saunders, the freshman, will stand in from the left side. Carson-Newman seeing Ackerman well through the first inning and change. As the first pitch to Saunders is upstairs for ball 1. Saunders, a freshman out of Radford, Virginia. She's seen some time recently. Got a pair of starts in Anderson. Hitting .318, getting her 6th start today. She pops the 1-0 pitch foul to the left side. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Saunders has 1 multi-hit effort this season. It came against Wingate. And Carson-Newman's doubleheader loss to the Bulldogs. The 1-1 to Saunders is outside and low. Ball 2. Head coach Michael Graves has had a lot of positive things to say about Addie Saunders in her freshman year. She looks to keep the line moving here in the home half of the second. The 2-1 home from Ackerman. Saunders watches it off the plate, ball 3. Good eye as the count moves 3 balls and a strike. With Rogers on first after the 1-out single. The 3-1 home from Ackerman to Saunders. She lifts it to left center. Jason giving chase. She'll make the play over her shoulder and take a spill for the second out. Really nice play from Danielle Jason on a carrying fly ball off the bat of Saunders, and there's 2 away. Rogers stays put as Jason takes away likely an extra base opportunity for Addie Saunders. As now we'll see a conference in the circle. Julie Hebner coming out to chat with her starting arm, Megan Ackerman, as Rogers will stand on first with 2 away. Abby Martin will come to the dish for Carson-Newman. Good start for the Eagles, but Megan Ackerman has settled in here in the second, retiring 2 of the first 3 Eagles to come to the plate. The Eagles have put all 3 balls in play. And Saunders, the most recent to be retired. It was Warder who led it off, a first pitch fly ball to left center. And then Rogers took the next pitch to center field for a 1-out single. And Saunders skies out to left. The visit concludes, a quick one with Megan Ackerman, as Abby Martin will round out the first trip through the Eagle order with Rogers on first and 2 down. 2-0 Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the second. The Eagles get on the board with a pair of sac flies in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Martin is roped to right. That's a base hit. Rogers rounds second. Big round at second. Now she's caught in between second and third. Throw to third. Now back to second to try and get Rogers. Rogers is tagged out as Martin dives into second. It's not going to matter as Martin singles to right, and she's caught in a pickle. That'll end the bottom of the second. Carson-Newman still leads Tusculum 2-0 here on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Back here at the Vicky Kazee Hollyfield Softball Complex, Carson-Newman leads number 17 Tusculum 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the second, or the top of the third. As Tusculum back to the dish, and it's half of the third in. Carson-Newman down scoreless despite a pair of hits. In the home half of the second inning, Sierra Rogers caught in a pickle between second and third after Abby Martin singled with 2 away. And now Rogers back in the circle to face off with Kaylin Conrad. Rogers yet to allow a hit here this afternoon as Conrad watches the first pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Rogers threw 2 innings, has only allowed 1 base runner on a walk, and she struck out 3. A solid start for the senior. As she deals a 0-1 pitch to Conrad, it's downstairs. The count evens the ball and a strike. 37 pitches now for Rogers here in her start. She lets the player roll and calming down this Tusculum team who has won 16 in a row, 29-30 to start 2025. The 1-1 home is downstairs, and the count's 2 balls and a strike. Tusculum will send 8-9-1 to the plate with Conrad, the 8 hitting Kaylin Conrad. And Alyssa Hunter to round out the first trip, then back to the top for Danielle Jason. The 2-1 home from Sierra Rogers. Conrad watches it on the inner part of the plate for a called strike 2. Rogers looking for strikeout number 4 to start the top of the third inning. To help Carson-Newman keep this 2-0 lead intact, she stranded a runner on third in the second inning. As she deals the 2-2, it runs inside and gets Conrad on the thigh. A costly hit by pitch in a 2-2 count. That puts Kaylin Conrad on first. Pitch that just got away from Rogers as Conrad maybe got a little bit of a Charlie horse with that inside pitch. As she trots down the first baseline and takes her time resituating. So now it's Alyssa Hunter, or Abby Hunter, excuse me, the 9-hole hitting Hunter, as Conrad will take a jog down the right field line. And she'll stay in the contest, it seems, at first base. Good to see she's okay. It didn't look pleasant off the right thigh, but she stands on first. And Abby Hunter will stand in from the right side. The sophomore hitting .289, the center fielder this afternoon. Stands in with nobody out. The tying run, Hunter at the plate. As Rogers deals home, it's a little bit too far inside, and the count, ball and no strikes. Rogers with 3 strikeouts today. Now has 60 on the season. As she deals the next pitch home. Hunter squares to bunt, but she pokes it foul. And the count's the ball and a strike. Conrad will head back to first. Tusculum is certainly a threat to steal bases. The Pioneers have nabbed 106 bags this year in 115 tries. So the Pioneers certainly not hesitant to take off. That time Hunter was trying to manufacture Conrad in the scoring position. The 1-1 home is low and in. And the count's 2 balls and a strike. Rogers re-engages with the slab, leans, fires. Hunter squares to bunt again, but pokes it foul. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Conrad, who was taken off, will head back to first. As Rogers prepares to offer the next 2-2. Coming to this appearance, Rogers ranks 9th all time with 321 strikeouts, looking for number 325 right here. She deals on the inside corner, a called strike 3. Right on cue, Sierra Rogers gets Abby Hunter looking for her 4th punch out of the day, and there's 1 down. Back to the top now for Danielle Jason. 0 for 1, she lined out to third to start the contest. She squares to bunt the first pitch. She pokes it towards Rogers in the circle. She throws to first, well in time to get the speedy Jason, who moves Conrad to second, but there's 2 away. Eagles happy to make that trade. With the speedy Jason kept off the base pass, Conrad heads to second. Smith will step back up to the plate. Smith 0 for 1. She grounded out to the pitcher in her first at-bat. She takes the first pitch downstairs for ball 1. Rogers nearing 50 pitches here in this start with 47. On her offering to Smith, that was downstairs. A ball and no strikes. With Conrad on second, looking to get the scoring started for Tusculum here in the top of the third. The next pitch to Smith misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Smith with 2 down and a runner on second. Carson-Newman leads 2-0. Used a pair of sacrifice flies in the bottom of the first. As Rogers rocks and deals a 2-0. Smith dribbles it right side. Rogers scoops, deals over to first in time for out number 3. Athletic play by Sierra Rogers to get out of the circle, find the softball, and dish it over to Lucero in time for the third out. 3 scoreless frames for Rogers as we head to the bottom of the third. The Eagles look to add to this 2-0 lead right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeingEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at ShopSeeingEagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Back for the bottom half of the third. First pitch to the leadoff hitting Mari Robbins is fouled back at the hand of Ackerman, and the count is 0-1. 2-0 Carson-Newman here in the Eagles' half of the third. As Rogers has dealt 3 scoreless, Robbins takes upstairs, and the count evens the ball and a strike. Carson-Newman 2 runs on 3 hits. 2 of them came in a scoreless second. It was Rogers with a single as well as Abby Martin. Hayden Dye with the other hit. It was a double to left that Jason couldn't find as Robbins fouls the next pitch off and the count moves 1-2. Wasn't an error by Danielle Jason, but it was a costly fielding mistake. She couldn't find the ball high in the sky to left and allowed Dye to reach. She was moved to third and then scored on a sacrifice fly, and the Eagles got one more sac fly. There in the first to open up this 2-0 lead. The 1-2 home to Robbins. She fouls it off left side, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Mari Robbins, a .373 hitter. She was on a tear with the home run ball with 9. She's since cooled off a little bit. Nonetheless, she's still been an effective part of this Eagle order. She awaits the 1-2 from Ackerman. The offering home is swung on a miss. Strike 3. Robbins down on strikes to start the Eagles half the third, and there's 1 down. In steps Hayden Dye, who doubled in her first plate appearance and came in to score, as I mentioned, on that sac fly. One of the hotter hitters in the Eagle lineup, hitting .470. She was a sac player of the week, as well as the TSWA player of the week a couple weeks ago. She swings and misses over top of the first offering from Ackerman, and the count is 0-1. Base is empty for Carson-Newman, 1 away. That's a left-handed Megan Ackerman. Rocks and deals home the 0-1 to Dye. She takes low and inside. And the count evens at 1-1. Macaulay Bailey stands on deck with Santana Anderson in the hole. Those two had the pair of sacrifice flies in the home half of the first to get Carson-Newman on the board. One scored Mari Robbins, the other scored Hayden Dye. As a 1-1 home to Dye, she swings and misses up high. Strike two. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Ackerman looks for back-to-back strikeouts to start the bottom half of the third. Dye re-enters the box from the right side and awaits the 1-2. The pitch home is chopped foul to the left side. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Hayden Dye worked a pretty lengthy at-bat her first time to the plate and then put the ball in play. Again, the age-old adage, if you put the ball in play, good things happen, and that time it did for Hayden Dye. The 1-2 home is low and outside, and the count evens at 2-2. Dye, again, a .470 hitter, one of the top RBI threats in the league with 29 on the season, 5 home runs. One of them coming on a moonshot against the Anderson Trojans over the weekend. The 2-2 to Dye. She skies it high right side. Barbara gives it a look, but it soars out of play. Good fight from Hayden in the box, again, to stay alive. Got just enough on that one to right. Out of the reach of Kaylin Conrad and Alyssa Barbrick. As the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ackerman leans, fires home. Dye takes downstairs, ball 3. Hayden Dye has worked the count full. Looking to reach for the second time this afternoon. And try and get something going for a Carson-Newman offense that's been held quiet since 2 runs in the first. The payoff pitch home to Dye. She loops it into right and it's tailing foul. A little bit late on that pitch, but she did enough to fight it off. Stay alive in this count. As the left-handed Ackerman re-engages with the slab, deals the next payoff pitch to Dye. She dribbles at left side, past the diving glove of the shortstop Alvarez, and it's a base hit. Hayden Dye works herself back into the count and punches one through the left side to get a board for Macaulay Bailey. 4th hit of the afternoon for Carson-Newman. And some potential insurance run standing aboard with Hayden Dye at first and a dangerous Macaulay Bailey at the plate. Bailey again became Carson-Newman's all-time leader in home runs with a 3-homer day against Southern Wesleyan. As the first pitch home to Bailey, she cuts and misses, and the count is 0-1. No balls and a strike to Macaulay. As Ackerman leans, fires. It's on the inner half for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away for Bailey with Hayden Dye standing on first after the 1-out single. Santana Anderson awaits on deck in the hole. Brooklyn Lucero. As Ackerman rocks, fires a 0-2. Bailey smokes it right center, going back, the track, the wall, and it's gone. Macaulay Bailey leaves the yard for the 39th time in her career. And the 9th time this season. She ties a lead and home runs on the team, and she makes it 4-0 Carson-Newman. Right on cue, Macaulay Bailey exits the Vic, and Carson-Newman is back on the board. An absolute rocket off the bat, no doubt on that one. As Hunter gave it a look, but it was well out of the yard. 4-0 Eagles on a pair of 2-run innings and looking for more here in the third as Anderson takes the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. The first runs to not come on a sacrifice fly is a Macaulay Bailey 2-run home run. As Anderson awaits a 1-0 pitch, she watches it inside, almost got her, but it did not. And the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Anderson capped off the first inning with her own sacrifice fly to make it 2-0 Carson-Newman. The Eagles back on the board here in the third. As Ackerman rocks and fires the 2-0, it's fouled back in the count. 2 balls and a strike. The Eagles have done well off of Megan Ackerman, who's only lost one game this season, the only loss for Tusculum here in 2025. As Ackerman deals the 2-1 home to Santana Anderson, who watches it high. Ball 3. Eagles have faced two stout arms in back-to-back home doubleheaders. Had Allie Grace Patton for Lincoln Memorial, was the league leader in wins at the time. The Eagles got to her an 11-6 win. 3-1 to Santana. She swings and misses. Strike 2. And now today it's Megan Ackerman, one of the top arms in the South Atlantic Conference for a team that is second in team ERA in the SAC. As Ackerman prepares to deal the 3-2 to Santana Anderson, she fires it home. Anderson watches it on the inside part of the plate for a called strike 3. That time, Megan Ackerman worked her way back from the count and set down Anderson for the second out of the third. Here's Brooklyn Lucero. She was the South Atlantic Conference Player of the Week after a 9 of 13 week at the plate for the Lady Eagles. In an impressive stretch for Carson-Newman in that 8-game winning streak. Part of that was thanks to Brooklyn Lucero. The first pitch home to her, she swings and misses, and the count is 0-1. Lucero, the SAC Player of the Week on March 10th, was the third Eagle to earn that recognition, hitting .692 at the plate. Hayden Dye won it the week prior, hitting .786. So a pair of really nice individual performances back-to-back as a 0-1 cut on miss, strike 2. Ackerman looking to limit the damage here in the third after Macaulay Bailey's 2-run shot. Has a chance to get Tusculum back up in the fourth, down 4. 4-0 Eagles. And a 0-2 pitch to Brooklyn Lucero. She punches it to right. Conrad gives chase, but it falls in foul ground. The count remains 0-2. Through 2 2/3 for Ackerman. She's allowed 5 hits, 4 earned runs. She struck out 2. 2 of the 5 hits she's allowed have been for extra bases, with Hayden Dye's double, although that was an unconventional double for Dye, still an extra base hit. And then Macaulay Bailey's 2-run home run is a 0-2 to Ackerman. Runs inside, and the count moves a ball and 2 strikes. Kennedy Warder is on deck. Sierra Rogers in the hole for Carson-Newman. We'll see if we get there here in the bottom of the third as Carson-Newman looks for some 2-out hitting. Eagles have been productive at the plate so far today, 5 of 10 compared to Tusculum's 0 of 8. The 1-2 runs upstairs, and the count moves 2 balls and 2 strikes. One trend last week was the Eagles were just not very good with runners in scoring position. Left 9 aboard against Wingate in Game 1. Left another 7 on base in Game 2. Today it's been a different story. The 2-2 home to Brooklyn. She swings and misses. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts from Megan Ackerman to end the home half of the third, but the Eagles double up the lead on a 2-run home run from Macaulay Bailey's. 4-0 after 3, right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Back here at the Vic, Carson-Newman leads Tusculum 4-0 on a beautiful day here in Jefferson City. A lot of people outside enjoying the pleasant weather as spring seems to be either quickly approaching or already here, as Carson-Newman has doubled up its lead over Tusculum 4-0 as we enter the fourth. Ellie Alvarez leads things off for the Pioneers, looking for some offense. Tusculum is 0 of 8 at the plate to start things off. There's a first pitch from Rogers is popped foul to the right side, and it will go out of play. And the count is 0-1. Talking about Tusculum with head coach Michael Graves, he said the key is really just to keep him off base. And he's talked about the stolen base threat of the Pioneers. 3 of the top 5 base stealers in the league are on this Tusculum squad. A team that has stolen 106 bases this year. So 0-1. Alvarez is low, and the count evens the ball and a strike. Ellie Alvarez, 3rd in the league in stolen bases with 20. And 2 teammates stand above her in the standings as she ropes one down the left field line, but it's tailing foul. So Alvarez with 20 stolen bags. Danielle Jason leads the league with 36 stolen bases this season. The Eagles have kept her off the base so far today. And Brooke Smith with 26, 2nd in the sack. So 82 of those 106 stolen bases have come from those 3. As Rogers prepares to deal a 1-2 home. The base is empty, nobody out here in the top of the 4th. The 1-2 home to Alvarez is low. Ball 2. Really nice 3 innings for Sierra Rogers. She's only allowed 1 run in her last 10 innings. Pitched 7 innings against Anderson. In a 3-1 win for Carson-Newman. By far the lowest scoring output for the Eagles in a win this season. As a 2-2 home to Alvarez, she ropes it left side to third. Bailey snags it, throws to first in time for the first out. Alvarez retired on another quick reaction by McCauley. Bailey at third, and there's 1 down. Again, there's one of the 3 that you want to keep off the base pass for Tusculum. Alvarez retired for the first out. Sammy Jimenez will stand back in. She's 0 for 1. She's 0 for 0. She walked in her first at bat. It's the first pitch home. And it's downstairs for ball 1. She's gotten the furthest on the base pass so far for Tusculum today. She got to third, but she was stranded right there in the 2nd inning. As Rogers peeks at her wrists, toes the slab, prepares to fire the 1-0 to Jimenez. It's taken high for ball 2. 56 pitches for Rogers through 3 1/3. She's been pretty efficient so far. She's dealt 34 strikes. She struck out 4. She's walked 1. She's faced just 12 hitters through the first 3 1/3. As she deals a 2-0 pitch home to Jimenez, it's high, ball 3. A hitter's count for Sammy Jimenez, the cleanup hitter for Tusculum, hitting .415 on the season. With Gabby Nicholson and Megan Ackerman awaiting on deck and in the hole for the Pioneers, trailing 4-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. As Rogers fires a 3-0 home, it's at the top of the zone for a called strike. As Jimenez taking all the way, watches a 3-0 pitch in for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Rogers looks to work her way back in the count with the bases empty and 1 down. 4-0 Carson-Newman. The Eagles doubled up the tally with a McCauley Bailey 2-run home run in the 3rd. Next pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike 2. So just like that, Rogers has brought the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. With the bases empty for the Tusculum Pioneers offense. Ranked 17th in the country coming into this matchup with Carson-Newman. As the payoff pitch home, Jimenez swings and misses. Strike 3. 5th strikeout for Rogers. She works all the way back from down 3-0, and she gets the punch out for out number 2. What a job by Rogers. She's been nothing short of fantastic for Carson-Newman over the past couple games. And she'll face Gabby Nicholson with the bases empty and 2 down. First pitch home from Rogers to Nicholson. She's over top of it on a swing and miss for strike 1. Rogers really in a groove now as she's set down 10 of the first 13 that Tusculum has sent to the plate. The other 3 reached on a walk or a hit by pitch as Nicholson swings and misses. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Space is empty for the Pioneers here in the top half of the 4th. Rogers looking for strikeout number 6. As she gets the call from Holly Tucker-Vance in the Eagle dugout. Now Roxon fires a 0-2. Nicholson pops it high towards the circle. Rogers tries to come over and make the play. Was it a fair ball? No signal yet. Looks like Rogers might have clipped it in fair ground as the two umpires are going to converge to discuss. A big call here as Nicholson seems to be aboard on the initial signal. Tough play for Sierra Rogers coming out of the circle on a awkwardly hit ball at the bat of Nicholson as the two umpires conversate. Discussion being had now at the Eagle dugout with head coach Michael Graves. If it stands, it'd be Tusculum's first hit of the day on an awkwardly hit ball off the bat of Nicholson, waiting on the official ruling. And for now, Nicholson staying put at first. The umpire's going to head back behind home plate, and it will stand. It's an infield single to the pitcher for Gabby Nicholson. It was a tough play for Rogers, charging out of the circle, trying to avoid Nicholson as well. Down the first baseline, couldn't make the play, and it kicked up chalk down the first baseline and puts her aboard first. Megan Ackerman now stands in the box and takes the first pitch low for ball one. So maybe some momentum for Tusculum here with two away as Nicholson gets the first hit of the day for Tusculum. So 1-0 pitch to Ackerman is high for ball two. Maybe in a way that's what sparks something offensively for Tusculum here in the top of the fourth. As the Pioneers get their first hit off of Sierra Rogers after a clean sheet through 3 2/3. The 2-0 home to Ackerman. She watches it high and inside, ball three. For 4-0 Carson-Newman, but a two-out base runner with Gabby Nicholson standing aboard first, and the pitcher Megan Ackerman at the dish. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but she's up 3 balls and no strikes in this two-out count. 3-0 home from Rogers, take all the way by Ackerman. She watches it inside, ball four. So now two-out base runners for Megan Ackerman, or for Tusculum, as Megan Ackerman reaches on Sierra Rogers' second free pass of the day. Here's Alyssa Barbrick with runners on first and second and 2 away as Rogers nearing 70 pitches, 67 on the day with 40 for strikes. As Ackerman and Nicholson stand on first and second. First pitch home to Barbrick is a big swing and a miss for strike one. Rogers was 1 strike away from ending this top of the fourth, but Nicholson reaches on an infield single to the pitcher. And then Ackerman takes 4 pitches and reaches first. 0-1 to Barbrick. Watches in the inner black for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rogers looking to strand runners on first and second and get this Carson-Newman offense back to the plate. Rogers toes the slab, looks home to Kennedy Warder. Rocks fires a 0-2. Barbrick watches it downstairs, gets off the chest of Warder. She's able to keep it in front. And it looked like both Ackerman and Nicholson got jumps off the bags, but quickly retreated. And no throw from Warder to check on either. So count moves a ball and 2 strikes. Rogers rocks, fires a 1-2 home to Barbrick. She skies it high to the left side. Bailey gives it a look, but it goes onto the hill overlooking the Vic, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Big at-bat here for Alyssa Barbrick. Looking to get Tusculum on the board with Nicholson standing on second and Megan Ackerman on first. The 1-2 home. Just low, ball 2. Barbrick thought about it. She held up, and Rogers just left it a bit too far downstairs, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaylin Conrad on deck. Abby Hunter in the hole. 7-8-9 for Tusculum, a 2-2. Downstairs, good block again by Kennedy Warder to keep it in front and hold Nicholson and Ackerman at second and first. Count moves 3 balls and 2 strikes on Barbrick. As Rogers readies to deal an important 3-2 pitch. He rocks, fires the payoff home. Barbrick watches it downstairs, ball 4. So after the Gabby Nicholson infield single, the next 2 Pioneers to come to the plate work 2 out walks, and now the bases are loaded for Kalen Conrad. Conrad hitting at just 100 on the season from the plate. Steps in here in a massive spot. She's 3 of 30 for Tusculum this season, as Michael Graves is going to come out to chat with Sierra Rogers with 2 away. While they talk, let's check in on the South Atlantic Conference here in 2025. Conference play just getting underway. Most teams playing just 6 games so far in the conference. Tusculum atop the South Atlantic Conference standings with 8 games played, 8-0 on the season. Again, 29-1 through the first 30. Wingate, Lenore Ryan not too far behind the Pioneers in the poll. With Wingate 7-1, Lenore Ryan 6-2. Carson-Newman 4th at 5-3. So tightly packed at the top are those 4 teams. As the visit concludes, Kalen Conrad will stand in. Be a big time for your 4th hit if you're Kalen Conrad. With the bases loaded, the Pioneers trailing Carson-Newman 4-0 here in the top of the 4th, but some 2-out momentum. After a shallow pop-up, nicked off the glove of Sierra Rogers, put Gabby Nicholson aboard first. And Ackerman and Barbrick work back-to-back walks. First pitch home to Conrad. She watches it on the inner black for a called strike. Conrad 3 of 30, 4 RBIs. As Rogers readies to prepare the 0-1 home to the 8-hole hitting Conrad. She deals the 0-1. It's downstairs. The count evens at a ball and a strike. It's Carson-Newman 2 runs in the first on a pair of sac flies. 2 in the third on Macaulay Bailey's 2-run home run, her 39th of her career, 9th of the season to tie for the lead. For Carson-Newman, Mari Robbins the other one with 9 so far this year. As Rogers deals a 1-1, Conrad watches it, the bottom of the zone for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded for Tusculum. Here in the top half of the 4th. Huge spot in this ball game with the tying run at the plate. As Rogers re-engages with the slab, leans, fires the 1-2 home, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Sierra Rogers lets out a yell as she strands the bases loaded, and Tusculum remains scoreless. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Carson-Newman retains a 4-0 lead here on the Eagles Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Back for the bottom of the 4th after Sierra Rogers strands the bases loaded and keeps Carson-Newman's 4-0 lead intact. Kennedy Warder leads things off for Carson-Newman in the home half of the 4th. Takes an off-speed pitch for a called strike at the bottom of the zone. At the hand of Megan Ackerman, and the count is 0-1. So far, so good for Carson-Newman through 3.5 as the next pitch home to Warder. She loops it left side and foul. And the count is 0-2. Warder 0 for 1 with a hard hit fly out to center. She awaits a 0-2 pitch for Megan Ackerman. Ackerman leans, fires. Downstairs, it skips in. And the count's 1-2. 6, 7, 8 due up for Carson-Newman. Warder hitting .351 on the season at the plate right now for Sierra Rogers and Addie Saunders due up. Ackerman deals a 1-2 to Warder. She skies it high to shallow center. Smith on her horse, but it's going to be the center fielder, Hunter, to come in and make the play for out number 1. 2 flyouts to center for Kennedy Warder. And there's one down for Sierra Rogers. Rogers did quite a job after an infield single extended the frame. Before the next two Pioneers walked to load the bases, she struck out Kaylin Conrad to end the frame as a first pitch to Rogers, taken upstairs for ball 1. She's really done it all for Carson-Newman in the past couple weeks. She's single today, 1 for 1. She's been used more frequently at the plate here recently. She awaits a 1-0. It's inside, ball 2. Rogers, a senior in Graysville. She's back in the lineup offensively. She has 27. Now this is her 28th at bat in 2025. She takes a 2-0 outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Sierra Rogers way up in the count, looking to reach for the second time today and give way to Addie Saunders, who stands on deck. Ackerman rocks and deals a 3-0 home. Rogers takes a called strike. Take all the way. They're on a 3-0 count. The count 3 balls and a strike. Carson-Newman's faced one other ranked opponent this season. It was the last doubleheader here at home against then number 23 Lincoln Memorial, as the 3-1 is popped foul off the bat of Rogers, and the count is 3-2. Tusculum, the second ranked opponent to come to Jefferson City. The Pioneers, newcomers to the polls, were in it last week at 23, move up 6 spots to 17th. As Pioneers lead the NCAA in wins, a 3-2 to Rogers. She swings and misses. Strike 3. Ackerman works her way back in the count and gets her 4th strikeout. And there's 2 away for Addie Saunders. A rare lefty-lefty matchup here between Ackerman and Saunders with the bases empty and 2 down. Ackerman rocks, fires. Saunders loops into the center. It's a base hit. Got off the end of her bat just a little bit, but she put enough on it to find some turf in shallow center field, and she's aboard with 2 outs. Saunders has had a nice stretch for Carson-Newman. She's becoming more of an impact player for the Eagles here in her freshman year. She's aboard with 2 away for Abby Martin. 4-0 Carson-Newman. The Eagles looking for some 2-out run support as Martin takes inside and off the plate for ball 1. Martin singled in her last at-bat, but that situation ended in an out as Rogers was caught in between second and third to end the frame. As the 1-0, Martin pops it up high right side. It's tailing foul down the first baseline. And the count's the ball and a strike. Somewhat busy day here on the Eagles Sports Network. Busy day on the athletic campus here at Carson-Newman. Baseball has a singular matchup with Tusculum. It's a non-conference matchup between the two, starting at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex at 3 o'clock. Andrew Rogers has your call. That as Martin pokes the next pitch into left field. Jason charges in and makes a play for out number 3. So Addie Saunders singles with 2 outs, but she's stranded on first. A scoreless bottom of the 4th for Carson-Newman's offense. We head to the 5th. It's 4-0 Eagles here on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From footlong hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network, it's all Carson-Newman through 4 innings here in Jefferson City. 4-0 Eagles over the number 17 Tusculum Pioneers, looking to hand Tusculum just its second loss of 2025 and its first South Atlantic Conference loss. But still a lot of game left to play. Abby Hunter will lead off the top of the 5th for the Tusculum Pioneers. And round out the second trip through the Tusculum order. First pitch home, Rogers to Hunter is a swing and a miss. First strike, 1 on the count, no balls and a strike. Rogers in her first trip, or almost 2 trips through, has held the Pioneers to 1 of 12 at the plate. The only hit was a softly hit pop-up down the first baseline. Rogers couldn't get there in time. As the 0-1 pitch to Hunter is a called strike over the heart of the plate, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, space is empty, nobody out. For the Pioneers here in the top of the 5th inning, have yet to get on the board against Carson-Newman, Sierra Rogers. The 0-2 to Hunter is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 7th punch out for Sierra Rogers, and she sets down Abby Hunter on 3 pitches. There's 1 away. One away now for the leadoff hitter, Danielle Jason. We talked about those handful of Pioneers you want to keep off the base pass. Jason is one of them. As the first pitch home to Danielle is upstairs for ball 1. Rogers approaching a season high in strikeouts. She struck out 8 against Kentucky State in her first appearance. She's had 2 7 strikeout performances, one against Southern Wesleyan in the first game of that doubleheader. Had 7 strikeouts in a complete game against Lincoln Memorial, as the 1-0 is a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So she's 1 off her season high of 8 strikeouts. That came in the very first game of 2025. Rogers toes the slab, Rocks fires home the 1-1. It's fouled off, and the count is 1-2. Her career high in strikeouts is 15 against Mars Hill in 2023. Not sure if she'll get there today, but nonetheless, has an opportunity to tie a season high right here. A 1-2 pitch to Jason. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rogers, and she's tied her season high of 8 here in the 5th inning. Jason kept off the base pass once again. The conference's leading base stealer has yet to reach today. As now Brooke Smith, who's second in the conference in stolen bases, stands in with 2 down. The first pitch home is a ball to Smith, and the count of ball and no strikes. So again, Tusculum 29-1 this season, but the strength of the schedule is a talking point as well. Tusculum's schedule ranks 195th so far out of 277 teams. As a 1-0 pitch to Smith, skips in for ball 2. Smith 0 for 2 today. She's grounded out to Rogers twice. But looks to keep the frame alive for Tusculum here in the top of the 5th. A 2-0 pitch home to Smith. It's downstairs. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs for the Tusculum offense. Here in the top of the 5th, 4-0 Eagles. Eagles 4 runs on 6 hits. Have been efficient with their opportunities today. There's the 3-0 to Smith. High and outside, ball 4. 4th walk for Rogers puts Smith aboard first for the first time today and gives way to Alvarez. We'll see what the Pioneers decide to do with Smith at first. Again, a very talented base stealer. She has 26 here in 2025. Part of 106 stolen bases out of 115 attempts. What a strength that is for Julie Hebner's squad. And it's a first pitch home. It's a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Smith on first with 2 down. The 0-1 pitch is dribbled right side to Martin at second. Deflects off her glove, but she's able to get it back in time for the 3rd out. So another scoreless frame for Sierra Rogers. She strands another 2-out base runner, and we head to the home half of the 5th. Carson-Newman still blanking Tusculum 4-0 right here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
Mari Robbins leads off the Eagles half the 5th as she pokes a bunt down the first baseline. Throw to first is in time. A nice play by Barbrick coming off the bag to take care of Robbins for out number 1. It's a 3-4 put out of Mari Robbins for the first out of the bottom of the 5th. Now Hayden Dye will stand back in with the bases empty and 1 down. There's a first pitch home to Dye. She skies it high right side. Conrad giving chase and foul ground as well as Smith, but it falls foul down the right field line. The count is 0-1. Dye 2 for 2 today. Her average continues to creep towards 500 on the year. She's hitting .476. With 2 hits today, she had 3 hits against Anderson in Game 1, including a solo home run to give the Eagles some run insurance as the 0-1 slapped back up the middle. Another base hit. Hayden Dye's second 3-hit effort in 3 games, and she's aboard with 1 away. Here's Macaulay Bailey. She doubled the Eagles' lead with a 2-run home run in the 3rd. And she stands back in with a runner on first and 1 down. First pitch home, Ackerman to Bailey is high for ball 1. The count of ball and no strikes. Talked to Macaulay Bailey about her plate discipline this year and her ability to work walks. She's worked 13 this season that are close to her second season high as the pitch gets off the chest of the catcher Jimenez and allows Dye to race to second. On a wild pitch out of the hand of Megan Ackerman. So now a die on second and a 2-0 count for Bailey. Talking about her ability to work walks. As Julie Hubner coming out to chat with her pitcher. But Bailey, her career high in walks is 20 in her freshman year in 2023. But she had 13 in 2024. She has 13 in 2025. And we're just getting through the middle part of the season. So Bailey has really emphasized her ability to work walks as much as she likes hitting home runs. We know that. With her now being the all-time leader in Carson-Newman history in home runs with 39, adding on to that tally with one today. As the visit continues, talking a little bit more about the South Atlantic Conference Eagles in that upper echelon, but some work to do to catch the top units in the league with Wingate 7-1. With those 2 wins over Carson-Newman, Tusculum 8-0. Eagles within striking distance of Lenore Ryan. That's the first domino to fall with LR 6-2. As the visit concludes, Bailey prepares for a 2-0 offering from Megan Ackerman. 2-0 home, Bailey takes, high and away, ball 3. It's a little bit like an intentional walk here as the pitch is outside to Bailey, ball 4. And she'll trot to first. So Dye remains on second, Bailey on first after the intentional walk. I got it. First pitch home to Santana. Anderson is up and in for ball 1. The count, a ball and no strikes. So not a bad decision there against the dangerous Macaulay Bailey. Now you set up a double play opportunity with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on first and second for the Eagles looking to add on to this lead. The 1-0 to Anderson is off the plate and inside, ball 2. 4-0 Carson-Newman. The Eagles have gotten 2 innings of 2-run ball in the first and the third, and then 5 goose eggs from Rogers as Anderson lifts the next pitch deep to left. You can say goodbye to that one. Santana Anderson crushes one. A 3-run home run, and it's 7-0 Carson-Newman. 5th long ball of the year for Anderson. 2nd blast of the day for the Eagles. And Carson-Newman adds to its lead.
PR!
An absolute moonshot from Santana Anderson. And Carson-Newman has added on here in the 5th. Most runs in an inning of the day for Carson-Newman. 3 in the 5th as Anderson scores herself and 2 others on a 3-run home run. First pitch to Brooklyn Lucero off the plate and inside for ball 1. All Eagles here in game number 1. A complimentary performance thus far from Sierra Rogers. 5 scoreless innings. The offense has come alive. 2 in the first, 2 in the third, now 3 here in the 5th. The offense has taken an inning off in between the spurts, but it's been plenty here so far today. The next pitch is fouled off, and the count, a ball and a strike. One ball and 1 strike to Brooklyn Lucero as Ackerman wheels and deals. Catches the bottom of the zone for a called strike 2. Base is empty. 1 away for Lucero after Anderson clears the bag with her 5th home run of the season. As a 1-2 home to Brooklyn Lucero, popped foul behind the dish. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Eagles have done a really nice job against a talented arm in Megan Ackerman. Back-to-back doubleheaders where the Eagles have seen one of the top arms in the South Atlantic Conference and have gotten the job done. It was a little bit of a more stick-to-it performance against Hallie Grace Patton as the next pitch is downstairs for ball 2. But today against Megan Ackerman, the Eagles have jumped on the Tusculum lefty early and often to build this 7-run advantage. A 2-2 home to Brooklyn. She fouls it off. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ackerman up to 85 pitches, seeing a little bit of action now in the Tusculum bullpen. As the Eagles might look to end Ackerman's day early. As the lefty twirls, fires a 2-2. Lucero chops it off her foot. And the count remains 2-2. Lucero trots out of the box. Now she'll prepare for the next 2-2 from Ackerman. Kennedy Warder is on deck. Sierra Rogers in the hole for Carson-Newman, looking to add to this already impressive advantage the Eagles have. Gone 8 of 18 at the plate. 444 average today. 4 of 6 with runners aboard. As Lucero takes the next pitch upstairs for ball 3. The opportunities have been limited with runners in scoring position, but the Eagles have converted 2 of 2 today. And the Tusculum offense again has really not had much against Rogers. The lone hit was a shallow infield single as a payoff home to Brooklyn. She crushes it to left down the line, but it's tailing. Foul. Lucero just feet away from going back-to-back with Santana Anderson. That'd be the second time that tandem has done that this season. As Carson-Newman could end the game here in the 5th. Lucero takes downstairs, ball 4. And the run rule run is aboard for Carson-Newman. If Lucero comes in to score, Carson-Newman will win in 5. Now a change being made as Carson-Newman knows the importance of that run on first. Katie Mathena is going to come in and pinch run with 1 away. So some more speed on the base pass for Carson-Newman as Lucero reaches on a 1-out walk. Now the freshman Katie Mathena, who's been a pretty frequently used pinch runner, if she comes in to score, the Eagles will run rule Tusculum here in game number 1. First pitch home to Kennedy Warder. She swings and fouls it off in the glove. Now a check back to first on Mathena, and she's out. So Mathena picked off. Going back to first, excuse me. As Warder watches the next pitch downstairs for a ball. Count 1-1 on Kennedy. As the 1-1 misses low, ball 2. Warder lifts the next pitch to left center. This one's back, and it's gone. Kennedy Warder walks it off, and Carson-Newman wins 8-0. She deposits it just over the left field wall. It's her 5th homer of the year, and it walks off the Pioneers. Carson-Newman takes down Tusculum, handing the Pioneers just its 2nd loss of 2025. The Eagles take down number 17 Tusculum here in game number 1. And what a game it was for the Eagles. We'll take a break. We'll be back in about 30 minutes with game 2. Eagles win game 1, 8-0 right here on the Eagles Sports Network.